Hi guys, today let's see how to create a real-time chat application using Ionic 2 for the front end and socket IO sockets. Just the sockets. So real-time chat is an interesting application which can be achieved through sockets, and here we'll be using a nodejs backend and front end would be the Ionic 2 application. So let's get started. First we'll write the backend. So I'll create a directory Ionic 2 chat server and I'll cd into that server. Okay, and I'll npm init to create a nodejs project. Okay, so now we have a project, and we'll create a file inside this touch index.js, and then we'll open this up in our editor, that is I'll be using brackets. Ionic 2 chat server. Okay, now we'll start writing the code here. The dependencies we'll be using here is the socket.io. So I'll go ahead and install that one first. So npm install socket.io save. Okay, let's let this get installed. Meanwhile, we'll create the front-end application in Ionic 2 as well, since Ionic 2 usually takes up a bit more time to finish installing the node modules. I'll just start that up now itself, so that by the time we finish writing the server, we'll have a front-end app. So Ionic start Ionic 2 chat client blank e2. Okay, let this go on in the background. We'll start with this. First we'll require the modules, require socket.io, and then what else we need a HTTP server, right? HTTP require HTTP, and then we'll make a server out of this server, require a server. Why do we require? We are going to make it from the HTTP server. Okay, and then we need to assign that IO to run inside the server, right? So IO is IO.listen and server. Now it will listen to this server and see if there are any incoming connections, or if any connection is made, if there are any incoming messages. Okay, it will remain in sync with the server. That's what I'm trying to say here. So now what we'll do is we'll first create this, will keep checking if any incoming connections comes, and we'll write a function to handle that. It will get a socket, and then we'll for now we'll just print out a message called user connected. Okay, and then we'll start this server.listen 3000, and then function again a message server started. Yeah, now we have written a simple code which is a simple server, HTTP server, which we have created using nodejs. And our sockets will be, we have used socket.io to listen on this server, and whenever a connection is made from a socket client, we have written a function to handle that connection, which will print out a message user connected in the console. So that's the code we have written so far. Let's see if this works first. Whether the user is connected or not, because we need a client that makes a call to this server, right, using the sockets. So first we'll get started with the writing the client application. The client application will be using Ionic 2 to wire it up. So let's see if that has actually it's still installing. So maybe I'll just go ahead and pause this video, and then once the node modules are installed, I'll once again resume the recording so that you guys can have a smooth video without waiting along with me for this installation. Yeah, the app is now ready, guys. Let's go ahead and open this app in brackets. I already opened it here, as you can see. Now what we need to do is we need to establish a connection between this app and the backend server, right, using sockets. So first of all, let's get sockets for client. If you go to their page socket.io/download, you could see getting the socket IO client. They have given a CDN. I'm going to use the CDN for now for this demo. Inside the www folder, inside index.html, paste this. Okay. Then come back to home.js file, and then first of all we'll create a connection and test it whether it works. So how we are testing it is that if the connection is established, then we should get a message called user connected, right? That's how we test it. So let's go ahead and we'll write that inside a constructor this dot socket equal to IO and we'll give the URL localhost 3000. Okay, now if it goes fine, we should get a message called user connected. Okay, I'll serve this up. cd Ionic 2 chat Ionic serve. Okay, here it started up. So here we should get, as soon as the browser opens up and the thing loads, we get a message called user connected, right? So what this literally means is that we have established the connection from the front end to the server using sockets. Now let's see how to transfer a message from this front end to the back end instantly. I mean front end to another front end instantly with the help of this server and with the help of sockets. That's the whole purpose of the app we are doing here, right? We are going to develop a real-time chat application. Let's see how to do that. So first of all, I'm closing this and opening it up in Chrome. This is not actually one of the process. You could use any browser. Okay, now I'll do the front end. I'll remove the card first, and then in the place of the card I'll have a input function ion input type equal to text, and then ng model, it should have ng model, right? ng model equal to chat input, and then ng model equal to chat input, and then what else? Yeah, that's it. And input, and then I'll have button. I'll have fab button, maybe button. On click, it should what should it do? It should go to send and chat input, and I'll have send. Okay, now I have created a input field and a button. I'll type some message in the input field, and once I click the button, then the message should get transmitted. That's my idea here. So I'll wire this up to a method here. Okay, how I'm going to do that is, first of all, let me create the chat input. I used that model there, right? So I'm just creating it with a blank, initializing it with a blank in the constructor. And then what should I do? I should write a send message. Send, receive the message, and then check if the message is not equal to blank. If the message is not equal to blank, I need to use the socket and then emit this message, right? This dot socket dot emit, and then I'll use a message, and then I'll emit my message. Okay, Then I'll go ahead and clear the chat input and make it clean again. Okay, now I have a send method to send the message. Now whatever message comes to this application, I should have a incoming sort of a handling to a function to handle the incoming messages, right? So I'll go ahead and write that in the constructor itself. Before writing that, if you had seen my camera tutorial, you would have noticed that I used a concept called ngZone, right? Zones are useful, guys. Please read it up in the documentation. Zones are especially useful when you want to do something outside of Angular, then come back to Angular and then update the DOM or something. So I'll be using zones here also. Import ngZone. You would have by now understood why I'm using this, because I need to update each and every time a user sends a message. I need to update it into the DOM, right? So Angular 2/core. Okay. Now I'll write a static get parameters return ngZone. Okay, now I'll write ngZone here. This dot zone equal to ngZone. Okay, I'll have one more array, maybe this dot chats equal to empty. This chats array I'll be using to store all the incoming messages and then display them onto the screen. Okay, now I'm going to listen for the messages. So this dot socket dot on message, and what should I do? I should write a function, right, to handle that message. And we'll use the zone here. Sorry. And push this inside the chats array. Push that message. Okay. I hope you guys understand what I'm doing here. I'm listening to the messages incoming to this application, and then pushing those messages inside the chats array so that it could be displayed on the front end. So yeah, that's it, guys. We handle the incoming messages, as well as we have written a method to send messages from this application. Now as far as the screen is concerned, we have only created an input field and a button to send a message. We'll create something to show the message. We'll create a list here to show the message. I'm just doing this for a demo purpose, that's why I'm creating a list. Okay, and inside this we'll have the item, and I'll use a for. For should start with asterisk, and g4 message in, not in, off, message of chats, right? Yeah, chats. Okay, something. Yeah, we didn't give the quotes. Message of chats. Okay, now what should we do? We should show the message. Yeah, that's it. Now we have on the screen, we could show the messages as a list, and we could also send messages, right? Okay, now that we have the front end ready, let's go back to the back end and do some tinkering on that, so that backend server should respond to messages, right? So we'll do that now. We'll open up our backend to chat server, save this, and then go here. What should I do? Yeah, as of now it will just show user connected. Now I need to make it use the socket first. Socket.on, and it should listen for this message. Once the message is received, I'll write a function. This message would be emitted. io.emit message, message, and that's it. Now the backend will handle the incoming message from the front end and then emit it along, so that whichever client is listening for this message can get it, right? So yeah, that's it. Now let's see if this actually works. We'll restart the server first. what should I do? Yeah, node index.js server started and the user connected, because you already opened this up obviously. And then maybe I'll open up a new window and then show it to you guys so that you can typing hi here. You could see that it's getting displayed, right? Okay, now and the thing is we can't see the input field here, right? So we'll write a placeholder there so that we could say have a better chance of locating the placeholder. Placeholder equal to, I'm sorry guys, since I'm using Unity for my UI thing, desktop environment, I think it eats up most of my GPU's CPU, and that's why it's getting slow, I think. Placeholders, you go placeholder, enter message. Now let's see what happens. Yeah, now we could see enter message here, right? I'll open up the other one also. Okay, now I'm typing a message hi. You could see it, right? It's almost instantaneous. So this is how you write a real-time chat application using, this is not exactly a chat application. This is how you transmit messages in real time using sockets and in Ionic 2, guys. Now if you as you might already you might have guessed that these messages won't be stored anywhere, right? So if you can hook it up to a MongoDB or any other DB for that matter, you could persist these messages and make them available whenever the user opens them up. And if you add an authentication or a system along with it, you could maybe have your own authentication and maybe styling along with it. You could have your own WhatsApp or instant messaging application ready. Maybe I could show that to you, or you just, if you want me to do that, kindly drop a comment and I'll take my time and write it up. So yeah, that's it guys. This is the thing I wanted to show, share with you guys. I hope this video was useful to you guys. Please subscribe to my channel and encourage me so that it would be the best. It would be the best motivation for me to make more videos like this. Yeah, that's it guys. So I'll be writing a detailed tutorial about this on my blog, and you could find a description below this video for my blog. You could find a link to my blog in the description below this video, and also whatever code I have written so far, I'll post it up on GitHub, and you could find a link to that GitHub repo on my blog. So yeah guys, talk to you guys in the next video. Peace, bye.